Good morning, good evening, and everything in between. It's your favorite Disney dads here to keep you entertained from rope drop till final firework pop. It's always a good time in this kingdom, so adjust those ears and gather your snacks. And settle in, fellow Mouseketeers, because it's about to get magical. Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. Cam, how are you feeling this week?
I'm feeling good. The hat says it all. Antisocial, but willing to discuss Disney, and that's what we're here for today. Your boy is exhausted, but we're pulling through for you, the people, to get this podcast out today. And it's waking me up a little bit that we're about to talk about Disney, but I'm excited to be back after our little 2-week break. I'm liking this new recording schedule, especially with like life going on and kid and all that other stuff. So it's all good here. But buddy, at the time of this recording, 53 days from me, 52 days from you, until we are back at the most magical place on earth.
Dude, so my brother actually came over this past weekend to visit Jazz, and we were talking more about Disney and everything like that. I showed him like the reservations that we got. The only thing, and we might have to talk about this after the pod, but the only thing that I'm trying to get is my brother wants a date night with his girlfriend at Teppan.
Not going to happen.
Why is that?
Pretty sure it's closed. My parents want Teppan as well, and it's closed, I believe.
That's why.
That's why you can't get it. Yeah, it's closed. My parents tried getting the same thing with their friends. Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, because I was looking at it and I was like, why is it that, like, I was like, if I was there today, I could reserve something. Everything up until the last week in April is like open. The last week in April and all through May, it's just no reservations. So I'm kind of like, I looked online and I saw a couple of things saying, well, maybe it's a contract type of thing. Like they have to renew their contract because they're not owned by Disney. They're just like a third party that's within Disney. And I was like, what is going on? So I've kind of just been like waiting, and I'll check in the morning to see if it opens. But I didn't know that closes and they're leaving.
No idea. But they are not taking any reservations. Like you said, after that April date, whatever it was, no more reservations. Yep. I checked the same thing for my parents, and we have some family friends that are going down, and my parents wanted to go get dinner with them at Teppan, and could not get any reservations. And it's showing so I don't know if it's a refurb, but there's no news online about this. It could be that third party contract thing. Maybe I have no idea. But right now, at this moment, you're not getting a reservation. Maybe they figure something out. I have literally no idea what's happening. But right now, that's not going to happen.
Interesting.
Sorry, David.
Well, I'm still going to check every morning. I log in just to look, because I'm like, when it does open, I'm getting them one of those reservations. If not, I might just end up booking them, a date night at the boathouse.
That's the way to go, honestly.
Like Katie and I are doing.
I would get a reservation for the boathouse now and then cancel it if I was you.
That's honestly what I was thinking.
That's the correct way to do it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to make that reservation because I know Katie and I already got one for that Monday.
Yep.
And then I'm probably going to get one for him and his girlfriend on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then if by any chance Teppan does open up, then I will do that swap, and I know he's gonna love it. I think really my brother would easily love the boathouse. I mean, then again, I don't know anyone that doesn't really like the boathouse, but he's a huge fan of like that hibachi style. Yeah. So if they're like closing for good, that's a huge hit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually closing for. I just said closed because it's right now. It's not taking any reservations. The way that's how I would do it. It was really fun last week. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday to get your reservations because you guys are going there a day earlier, so I was able to get most of your reservations. Yeah. Tuesday was doing my reservations with our other family friend. Was texting her at 6 in the morning, just trying to coordinate everything, and then Wednesday I have 3 clients going down on that the day after I get there. So I was getting their dining reservation. So it was boom, boom, boom. So really fun being a travel agent. And like legitimately, I'm saying that like people would be like, oh my God, you have to get up early. I love doing this. I love being on the Disney website. It's my favorite thing. So it was a very legitimately fun mornings for me before work. But
that's the thing. When you're doing Disney, you don't sleep. My brother seems to think like, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be a nice vacation. I'll probably wake up around like 9:30. I was like, oh no, this is Disney.
Well, he could do that. Just
we're
he'll be waking up by himself.
Yeah, I was say we'll be up
Yeah.
at 6:30.
Yeah.
Rain, shine, monsoon, it don't matter. We gonna be up because we are getting out of the room. All of that at 7:15. We are gonna be in line for the Skyliner, ready to roll. So.
All right, Stevie, let's do some news, I think, today, and then we'll get into today's topic if that's cool with you.
Yep.
We got a lot of opening dates. Lots of opening dates were announced. Almost none of them are happening while we're there, and that sucks real bad.
Yes, it's painful.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin reopening with the new laser targets, the new scoring system, all that stuff, April 8th. Stevie and I will be there for that. Very excited about that.
Yep.
Early May, which I don't know what early May means, but I'm hoping that means before May 9th because that's when we go. Big Thunder Mountain is reopening with their renovations that they've done. So that's two things that we get to do.
Sweet.
Everything else, we're screwed, Stevie. So let me try to get all the dates together. We've got May 26th, 2026, Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live is opening up, as well as the Magic of Disney Animation Courtyard. Not the actual Magic of Disney Animation drawing show building, just the courtyard, which makes sense because you need to get into the courtyard to get to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live. Soaring Across America will also open up May 26th. And then Bluey's Wild World at Conservation Station at Animal Kingdom, where you get to beat Bluey and Bingo, also May 26th. We also have May 26th, Jesse's Roundup. Basically, May 26th is the day to go. Jesse's Roundup, which is going to be at the Diamond Horseshoe at Magic Kingdom, part of Cool Kid Summer, where you can have Jesse, Woody, and Bullseye are going to be there for an energized roundup with songs, dance, and games, is what the thing says. And then we got Rock and Roller Coaster will be opening up in summer 2026. And then the Magic of Disney Animation drawing show in that building will open up late summer 26 is what we're getting there. So we'll only be there for two of those. I'm praying somehow, some way. Oh, also May 22nd, Mandalorian and Grogu missions on Smuggler's Run. But I think we already knew that date. I'm praying that somehow, some way, there's like a DVC preview for that one because I really want to ride that. If not, there might be a way for me to ride it later this summer. Maybe some news coming on that pretty soon. Keep my lips closed on that one right now because it might have some cool news coming up. But that's what we got. I'm missing a lot of it. Hate to see it. So especially Bluey and Bingo with the girls. Yeah.
So Cam, I have a question for you. When they do the early DVC showings, how does that normally work?
We get an email being you can sign up for a thing. So when we got to do it for Guardians, that's the thing is we almost always have the annual pass or the DVC. So usually when it's those previews, we get some sort of email. So when we did Guardians, I did Guardians a week and a half before it actually opened. I don't remember if that was an EP preview or if it was a Disney Vacation Club preview. I forget which one it was, but we got an email where it's pick a time slot, and we picked an hour on one of the days, and we had to show up there at that time, and we got to ride it one time. So we've got to do this a couple of times. I remember one was for DVC we got to go do Pandora a month before it opened. So we had the whole run of Pandora by ourselves. I think we had 2 or 2.5 hours to explore in there. So we got to ride Flight of Passage as many times as we want in that 2 hours, which we only did it once because we're exploring everything. Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey, we ate there, all this cool stuff we got to experience. We got to buy the merch. The big thing was the Banshees that people had on their shoulders that now nobody really buys those at the Rookery anymore. But that was the big item kind of thing. So I have one of those just because I don't even like Avatar. I've seen the movie once. I've only seen the first movie. Could care less, but I was I'm a badass. I have a Banshee on my shoulder because all you peasants aren't DVC and AP. I'm just kidding. But at the time, that's how I felt. So things like that, we get an email. So I'm constantly checking my email, Lisa checking hers, my parents, Debbie, Ray, the family we're with, we're constantly checking. So I will let you know how any of the stuff is if we get to go early, but we'll see.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because if there is an early showing to any of these, I'm wondering if I could take Lisa's place, or
they're
if they
usually a lot more strict on this one.
It's not the good old Magic Band swap.
It's been really Guardians was really strict. Guardians was super, super strict to get in there. I remember that.
Interesting.
But I don't know. We'll see. There also could not be any of these previews. I have no idea. I'm just fingers crossing, hoping maybe at least Smuggler's Run. I would love to do with the new Mando and Grogu mission. That would be sick. But I don't know what happens there.
Gotta hope for the best. Hope for the best.
All right, should we get to today's topic, Stevie?
Yeah, let's get into today's topic. So everybody, as you guys know, we love sharing our ideas. We love showing, flexing our creative side. And we are taking the Dad Imagineering, and we've done Epcot and we've done Magic Kingdom. So now we are taking our talents to Blizzard Bay. No, I'm just joking.
Also Blizzard Beach, but
Blizzard Beach. We are taking our talents to the bright lights of Hollywood Studios, which, Cam, you've told me before, this is one of your favorite parks, correct?
It is. I understand. Like, people hate on Hollywood Studios, and I understand all of that. Okay, I get that. I totally get why people hate this park and think it's bad. Okay, I see the flaws. The reason I love it, it's got Galaxy's Edge, it's got Toy Story Land, it had Muppets Vision 3D, it's going to have a Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster, it has Tower Terror. The elements are there for it to be an awesome park. Oh, as well as my favorite nighttime show ever. The food sucks there, hands down. The food sucks there. Might have something that might be coming in during this Imagineering armchair Imagineering for that, hopefully. And even like the parts that I love, like I love Toy Story Land and I love Galaxy's Edge. I get there are problems with those lands too, and I get why people. But if you're telling me I get to be part of two of my favorite franchises between Toy Story and then Star Wars, I'm in. It just always has a special place in my heart. I always say it's my favorite park. Really, my favorite park is probably Epcot, if I'm being honest. I had a little hate spell there when I was going through all the renovations, but now that Epcot's like fully open and stuff, Epcot's probably actually my favorite park. But I will always have Hollywood Studios back, and it's going to get even better now that we're getting Monstropolis down there really soon.
Yeah,
I don't know. With Hollywood Studios, I'm just jealous of Disneyland Paris. They had Disneyland Paris, obviously, and then their second park was the Disney Studios. They just... I don't know if it's open yet, but this summer at least, it's going to be called, oh my God, what is it called? Disney Adventure World, basically. It's basically their version of Epic Universe, where it's like the themed lands kind of thing. That's what I want Hollywood Studios to be. I want Hollywood Studios to be themed lands. Like, I do appreciate things like Epcot and Magic Kingdom that have like just the rides interspersed. It's not like all one big continuous story. I get that. But I like having a Star Wars land, having a Monstropolis, having a Toy Story land. Let's make a Inside Out land. I don't care, whatever the heck it is kind of thing. I like the idea of it being self-contained worlds, like mini universes within each one. So I wish that Hollywood Studios would eventually become a version of Adventure World, basically, like they have in Paris. But until then, this is fine for now. I just don't care about the Hollywood theming of it. I just like this different pieces of everything.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't have any issues because I've seen the the Reddit post and the complaints here and there about Hollywood Studios. I've never had a problem with Hollywood Studios. I think, but then again, I have more of the mind state of I take it for what it is. I enjoy what I see. And there's just, bits and pieces here and there that I like more than others. I know this time around, Fantasmic is on my list because I still need to watch the show. I have not seen it yet. And I've been going to Disney ever since I was 19, and I still have not seen this specific show. But yeah, I do like Hollywood Studios. I personally, I think I just find it to be a nice hangout spot. It's never going to be number one on my list. Mm-hmm. Like, if you were to tell me, like, all right, you got 48 hours, it's not a spot that I'm rushing to get to, but
see, and
I
that's funny.
It.
That's funny because like last July when I went for my like workshop with Remember Vacations, the LED training, I had 2 Disney World park days. And that was one of the parks I chose. I did Epcot, did Hollywood Studios. I skipped Magic Kingdom. It's the first time I've ever been on a Disney trip without stepping foot in Magic Kingdom. I was like, I can't not go to Galaxy's Edge. I cannot not go to Mickey Minnie's and Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster one more time because it was still open then. Like I couldn't not do that to myself. So. But let's armchair Imagineer this place, Stevie, and we'll get out of here. Stevie,
yes.
A ride you would like to bring into Hollywood Studios.
All right. So this was, as I told you kind of before the pod, this was a park that for me, Imagineering wise, was very difficult. I kept looking at the park map and trying to think of what I could add. But also, like, I know that there's all these other things that are being worked on that are coming into the park and stuff like that. So I didn't want to kind of step on that stuff because, like you said, Monsters Inc. is coming and the Art of the animation courtyard is going to be popping up there. So I was like, all right, I don't want to touch that stuff because it's already being worked on. So I decided it's not really a ride, but I think it would be something that's fun to do. I'm going with a Jedi Temple obstacle course. Okay. So I do love Galaxy's Edge. And when I look at Galaxy's Edge, you have an area, for the Sith side, the dark side. You have the rebellion side, but you don't really, and then you have you have the marketplace, but you don't really have anywhere for Jedi specifically. So I thought, what if Hollywood Studios I'd probably put this next to Star Tours just because there's a little bit of space there. But an obstacle course, like a Coruscant Jedi Temple obstacle course where you could kind of go in and it's kind of like a giant jungle gym type of situation. Now, I think this would be similar to kind of like when you can kind of the tunnels and everything that you find in like Animal Kingdom, like under the Tree of Life and stuff like that. But this would have more things where you can, I'm talking foam pits, things that you can jump and swing on, maybe even like a rope climbing wall. I think it would be really cool to have something I feel like Disney's never done something like this, but it's a nice playground for if you're trying to get away from the crowds for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of give that old school, like, I don't want to say Chuck E. Cheese, but like that old school indoor playground, when you would go to like McDonald's and you have like the fun zone in there, something like that, but on a much larger scale. But it's mainly Jedi type stuff.
So it's very funny you say this, Stevie, and you don't know the history probably about this just because like you haven't been going as long, but you've been going for a great amount of years. There used to be a jungle Jimmy playground area back around that area too, where you're talking about near the back.
Really?
It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids themed though. That area got taken old. Yeah, so that it's cool. But like Disney has a couple things like that, but I like this one being like Jedi themed and being maybe a little more intense for like some older kids, like potentially like 10, 12 years old. Like they have the Dig Site, which RIP Dig Site's heading out soon when Dino Land goes. There's some playground areas in like Disneyland like this, where like I think Goofy has like a playhouse area and Toontown and Disneyland Park and things like that. But a Star Wars theme one, I like that idea. I like that as an attraction. I like that a lot.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't really think of a ride that I would want, but I think something like this would be really fun for kids. Again, kind of get that energy out where you're not really sitting in lines. It's just a giant park. Maybe you enclose it a little bit, kind of like the play area that's under the Epcot ball, or so you have like that awesome play area over there. But yeah, just give me something Jedi, and maybe this might be more difficult, or maybe it won't be difficult. This in here is where you put, let's say right at the end, you put the Anakin Skywalker meet and greet.
For him to kill the younglings? Absolutely not. Can't be doing that. Can't be having the younglings like Anakin Skywalker. No, sir. No way. No. Can't do it.
I mean, with what they're doing with Olaf over in Paris, maybe they can get a little Yoda.
That'd be great. I would love that. A Yoda walking around. I do like
Yoda, an Ahsoka.
I like that the idea of this is like keeping outside of Galaxy's Edge, because I think in theming a Galaxy's Edge, this would be a terrible idea. They'll never do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But outside of it, especially where Star Tours is themed like a Star Wars movie set, that'd be a great place to put it. As long as you're keeping it out of Galaxy's Edge, I like that idea a lot. My theme park idea that I would add in is Star Wars related, would be going into Galaxy's Edge. So this is a ride I came up with called Pursuit of the First Order, and I'm gonna be honest, I stole this basically from Universal Studios. I've never ridden Hagrid's motorbike adventure, but essentially that's what I want. I want a roller coaster, but instead of a motorbike and sidecar, I want the Star Wars speeder bikes, basically. And I want this really cool. I know what scene you're
talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I basically Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi Episode 6 vibes, where I want you to get on basically a Tron / Hagrid's motorbike ride roller coaster where the cars are themed like the speeder bikes, and I want you to be able to speed your way through a storytelling scene somewhere in Batuu where you're escaping the First Order. Disneyland has been changing the storyline a little bit for their version of Galaxy's Edge. I'm kind of hoping that happens at ours as well, where in Disney World, it's completely themed to the sequel trilogy. Disneyland is going to start, and we talked about this in the previous episode, going to have an area where it's like post-Empire, pre-First Order. They're going to have the Resistance episode 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9 era, and then they're going to have the original trilogy area. What I'm thinking with this roller coaster is you'd call it like Pursuit of the First Order for now, if you want to do it basically episode 7, 8, 9 themed. But because the only really like big difference in the armor is the helmets, if you ever wanted to redo Galaxy's Edge and make it original trilogy themed, basically just change the buckets off the stormtroopers, put on the original trilogy stormtrooper Empire helmets, and then you could do a storyline through that. But it'd basically be Hagrid's motorbike adventure / Tron on a roller coaster, but not as intense as Tron. I want this to be as family friendly of a roller coaster as possible. I know like this park is very roller coaster heavy already, between Rock and Roller Coaster coming back with the Muppets. You have Slinkies already. And then you're going to have the Monstropolis door coaster in the Monsters Inc. land area. I don't care. Adding another one. I think a speeder bike roller coaster would be sick. I've seen the POV videos of Hagrid's. I think it'd be something very similar to that, but yeah, fake stormtroopers blast at you, and in the end you escape to the Rebel or Resistance base, depending on what timeline you're going to do this whole land in. So again, Pursuit of the First Order, that can be changed to Pursuit of the Empire or something like that, would be my ride that I would do.
Yeah, because I've been on Hagrid's motorbike. I love that. To be really honest, that's one of the only rides at Universal that I'm a huge fan of. And there are some good rides at Universal, but that is probably my favorite one. So this,
I want to get the caveat for the people here. Steve has not gone to Epic Universe yet.
Yes, I have not been to Epic Universe. Yes, I have not been to Epic Universe. I won't be going on this trip either, to be completely honest. Based on the information that you've provided from when you went, I'm probably not going anywhere near Epic Universe until Jazz is at least 10 years old.
Unless we do the boys trip.
Yeah. Yes, unless we do the boys trip. But I know if Jazz is 10 years old, she'll be like 5 feet tall. So, or actually, no, when she's 10, she'll be taller than Katie. That's a given. She might be as tall as you, Cam, when she's 10 years old.
That makes sense. I'm a short king, as my coworker Michael says. All right, CV.
She's a big girl.
Eatery, what are you doing at Hollywood Studios? What are you bringing in?
Okay, so this might be a bit of a layup. But again, looked at everything and I was kind of like, all right, based on the movies, etc., there was nothing theming wise to the movies that I could think of to kind of throw in, down the strip towards Tower of Terror. And there was nothing really that I could find in like that opening area. But one thing that I saw that was missing, absolutely blaring, I want a pizza planet near the Buzz Lightyear shoot 'em up. Like, I want a pizza planet. It would be cool to have some, some type of arcade type of thing. But the kicker is I would really want there to be a meet and greet in there where you can meet the aliens.
I like that.
And that would be my eatery. It could be, I didn't really decide like if I wanted it to be a sit down, but now the more that I think about it, yes, I want it to be a sit down, and I want it to be like a character dining type of situation where Buzz comes to visit, the aliens come to visit. You might even get a special visit from Zurg. And I think that would be really cool. The fact that they don't have a pizza. Both eateries that are over there are Woody based. So, like,
to be fair, there's a theming reason for that, though.
I guess like it's mainly Woody based because there's a barbecue roundup and I forget the other spot.
Woody's Lunchbox.
Yeah, Woody's Lunchbox. You gotta have Pizza Planet is huge to the Toy Story world. Pizza Planet is a staple, and not only that, the Pizza Planet truck should be a photo op right outside of the restaurant. Because the fact that there is no Pizza Planet truck is a crime.
So I like the idea of a Pizza Planet restaurant for sure. There used to be one. It was awesome. Loved it when I was a kid. It was awesome. It became Rizzo's, and now it's going to become Munchopolis, basically. Loved it. I am anti having it in Toy Story Land, though.
Why?
Because theming wise, it doesn't make sense. The whole point. This is Disney. This is important, right? Theming is important. Storytelling is important. I know this is very nerdy of me, but I don't care. This is how I feel. This is how Disney tells those stories, right? The whole point of Toy Story Land is you are a toy. Fair?
Okay. Yep.
So unless you're making the Pizza Planet like larger than life, and you're just like the theme of it is like you're under a table in a Pizza Planet, basically, because you can't be in that's the other thing too, is you're in Andy's backyard. So unless it's a Pizza Planet play set, let's say, if you can somehow twist the story like that, it's a Pizza Planet like play set, because you're supposed to be the size of the toys, right? You're supposed to be the size of Buzz and Woody and Jesse, and you're in Andy's backyard. Andy doesn't have a Pizza Planet in his backyard, right? That's why it's all the connector sets. It's all toys that are just thrown around his backyard.
Okay.
So that's what it is. I do love the idea. I don't hate the idea outside of Toy Story Land, anywhere else in thing. That, like I said, there used to be a Pizza Planet. It had the worst pizza on the entire freaking planet. It like legitimately was terrible. But I would make my parents go there every time because I was like, it's freaking Pizza Planet. Like, I'm not gonna not go to Pizza Planet. And it was not as well done as like the Pizza Planet in the movie. It was just called Pizza Planet. It had pizza, had some crappy arcade games, but I made my parents go there every meal at Hollywood Studios because I loved it. Because again, Toy Story kid, 1995, me and Toy Story had a kid. But that's my only pushback on having it there. But I do love the idea. I would love a Pizza Planet back somehow, some way.
Then I think the only thing that I would change to kind of keep it with the theming is the facility itself should look like a stack of Pizza Planet boxes.
Cool. That's great. I like that. That's fine. We're in.
And so, yeah, you're going into the Pizza Planet boxes and you're eating some pizza. You're playing some video games. You're meeting the, you're meeting the characters, and I think you can still have the Pizza Planet truck. I mean, they make Pizza Planet truck Hot Wheels.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that. A Pizza Planet truck Hot Wheel. Even if you don't put a restaurant, just that being like a Hot Wheel car somewhere in the Andy's backyard, that would be funny. That should actually should happen right now.
Yes, like because that truck. I think I had seen something where they had said like that truck is almost.
It's not almost. It is in every single one.
Yeah, I'm about to say to every single Pixar movie, it is a staple. And in Toy Story Land, this truck is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
In any, it could be a sticker. It could be a hidden Mickey somewhere. but it is nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in every Pixar film. Who actually, it might not be in Incredibles, but it's basically in every single film, basically in some way, some shape, some form. Yeah, a Hot Wheels version of the Pizza Planet truck should be at Toy Story Land for sure.
It's gotta be.
My eatery, I'm taking footprint. Like I'm not even like making new space, anything like that. I want to revamp Sci-Fi Dining, and I want to become the House of Mouse, basically. So Sci-Fi Dining, for people that don't know what it is, it's right near where Mickey and Minnie meet. It's like Stars of Hollywood, I think, is their meet and greet area. It's pretty close to Star Tours as well. But House of Mouse is a cartoon show from back in the day that I loved. And it was basically a show where like Mickey and his friends ran a dinner theater club where it was really cool. So it'd be like the Avengers Endgame of Disney, where like in the tables there'd be all these different Disney characters watching old animated shorts, basically. So it was a way for Disney to repurpose their old animated shorts. And I think that's some like actual like new shorts too. But it was cool because like Mickey and the gang would be your servers and stuff like that in the House of Mouse. This I'm not going to go that far, but with Sci-Fi Dining, you're basically just sitting in these cars watching these. I don't even know if they're real or if Disney made them, but like these like sci-fi movie clip things. Yeah. Basically just do that, repurpose it, put up the lights, put tables instead of the cars, and have basically a character dining experience where you have Mickey, Minnie, and all of them dressed in their House of Mouse garb. Goofy was dressed as a waiter. You don't have to actually have Goofy serving, but have them dressed like the House of Mouse characters, have the screen up and put old Disney cartoons. Nice and easy. I think it's way better than Sci-Fi Dining. And I think it'd just be really cool because that was one of my favorite shows growing up was House of Mouse, because I loved all those old Disney cartoons. Being like a Disney historian fan, I love going back and watching the cartoons from the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Just do that nice and easy. You can repurpose the whole building, but it'll be funny to be like sitting in a House of Mouse. That would be very nostalgic for me and a lot of other people our age that grew up watching that show.
I don't think I've ever been in there.
I went there once. It was fine.
Yeah, I've never been in there, but I do love the idea of House of Mouse. Like you said, it ties in perfectly to that Hollywood theme. Now, would this be a character dining? Is there anybody?
Yeah, I would want them all dressed up like the House of Mouse garb, basically. So like Goofy dressed as the waiter like he is in the show. He's not going to be waiting on you, but have him dressed up like the House of Mouse stuff as opposed to like their everyday stuff. Heck, maybe even have some like non-Mickey and Friends characters, because again, in the show, there'd be like a table where like Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba are sitting, and then they're sitting next to a table with Ariel and Eric, and then they're sitting next to a table with the 101 Dalmatians or something like that. So maybe you get to do every month or something like that, a special character joins Mickey and the gang for a meet and greet because they're there to watch the shorts too. I have no idea how they play it, but I think that'd be something funny.
Oh, one thing with that idea that I'd love to build off that I think would be awesome to pay homage to the Muppets, have animatronics on a certain side of the restaurant, like Timon and Pumbaa, just telling little jokes here and there, kind of like the old guys in the Muppets. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I think that would be hilarious. So it's like every couple of minutes they just, say something, snarky.
In between the short or something like that, that's playing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be like really funny. So yeah, you have these, if it's playing like, these 5-6 minute shorts at the end of every short, like Timon and Pumbaa say something to each other, like some type of joke, whatever. And then it goes into the next short. I think that would be hilarious.
So that's my idea. House of Mouse, like I said, you're just repurposing Sci-Fi Dining to do it, but there we go.
Beautiful. All right.
Stevie, your show you would like to bring to Hollywood Studios.
All right. So sticking with my my Dream Killer theme of like how I wanted to get rid of the Carousel of Progress. Mm-hmm. I would like to finally put to rest the Indiana Jones.
I hate you so much right now. Continue though.
All jokes aside, seeing as it's already trying to put other people to rest.
Shout out that guy. Seriously though, Guy is a hero stopping that ball.
He is
crazy.
He did what Indy couldn't and decided to fight the boulder. But I want to get rid of the Indy show. And I'm always, because again, I was never growing up a big parks person because I was never really able to make it to the parks. So I was a big Disney Channel person. I want to retheme and change part of the show to be a Kim Possible stunt show.
That's hilarious. Okay.
I think the idea of Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable going through a stunt show with lasers, you have some combat, maybe you even get like an awesome, fight scene between Kim Possible and Shigo. I think that would be awesome. As great as Harrison Ford, which if you really think about it, Harrison Ford is alive and well in both Indy and in Star Wars. He's not hitting with the younger crowd. You need to dial it down a little bit. Even though Kim Possible is you
would need
25 years
with us. You can't get around this without a Kim Possible reboot because the kids have no freaking clue who she is. I support this.
Agreed.
I only support this. I love Indiana Jones. I only support this idea because along with it would have to come a Kim Possible reboot. So I'm fine with you getting rid of Andy to do this for the greater good of more Kim Possible episodes. That I am fine with.
Yes. I mean, I love the Kim Possible show. So yeah, having a show, like I said, acrobats, lasers, the combat stunts. You can still have a couple of explosions here and there. Obviously Ron is going to bring you the comedy and everything that comes with it. Anyone that was around in the 90s would love to see a Kim Possible Shigo battle in person. I think that'd be the coolest thing in the world. And yeah, I think it's just time for Indy to go. It's been around for so long, and I don't think Indy hits like that anymore.
Oh, it definitely hits. The explosions, it's sick. It's a sick show. I love that. I love that show. I would love Indy to go if you change the Hollywood Studios theme, because Hollywood Studios doesn't know what it is anymore. It used to be like where the movies get made kind of thing, and that stunt show made perfect sense for it. Because Hollywood Studios doesn't know what it wants to be yet, like I said, if it became Disney Adventure World tomorrow, Indy's got to go because it makes no sense in that area at all. Yeah, but because it doesn't know where it wants to be, I think that stunt show kicks ass. I love it so much. I think the explosions, the fighting, I love that part of it. So I would not want to see it go. Like I said, I'll give you my blessing on this if with it comes a Kim Possible reboot, because there's no way they would ever do this unless the kids know who that Kim Possible is now anymore.
All right, so Indy is gone. Carousel of Progress is gone. I got to see if there's anything else on my list that
Carousel of Progress is like, I will fight you on that one. I will lose, that I want like this one. This one I won't fight you on, but Carousel of Progress I still will absolutely fight you on. But
just trying to break hearts.
First, and the thing that stinks too, like with this, the show that's gotta actually go is Beauty and the Beast live on stage is freaking awful. That show sucks. That show needs to go. I've seen it. Oh, it's so bad. I was thinking about replacing that with something, but I'm actually going to do an original show because I think this would be kind of cool. But I want to open up a new area in Toy Story Land, and I want a Toy Story show. And basically, I want it's going to be hit or miss. It can only really operate, in my opinion, when it's outdoors because, like, the whole thing is basically outdoors. But I want like a theater in the round outdoors where Woody, Jesse, Buzz come out and do like a playtime thing. One of my favorite things was like Festival of the Lion King, like at the end of the show when they would sing like Hakuna Matata. Timon and like the dancers would bring the kids around the stage and like sing songs, play instruments. I think some sort of playtime show. Again, I don't know what this looks like yet, but maybe they sing some songs and the whole thing is supposed to be like, hey, Andy's gone. Let's have some fun, guys. And they can be themselves without worrying about Andy or Molly or the mom coming back. But it'd be like a theater in the round kind of situation where Woody and the gang would get to interact with the kids, bring them up, play games and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool with like these, like you have these big bouncy balls that Disney used to sell back in the day, but just do some sort of show, and the show ends with like, "Hey, he's coming quick," and they all run off, kind of thing. But it keeps them a theme that you're a toy, they're toys, they're awake and stuff because you're there. I think that some sort of Toy Story based show would be really, really fun to have.
Now, I like this. The only thing is, because I would want to add more characters, is I think if we're adding new things to Toy Story World, and this kind of goes for my restaurant as well, I think we're at a point where we have to add it for Bonnie, not Andy.
But you're in Andy's backyard. So unless they change the theming on that.
I mean, I don't agree with you. I guess I don't know. Like, where does it say that it has to be, that it is Andy's backyard? I guess I never knew that was like the specific for it. I knew the whole, like, you are a toy, but like I said, you go to the stores now, Andy's name is not on the bottom of Woody's foot.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. But it is like when you go into Toy Story Midway Mania, you're under like Andy's bed. It's his stuff. I'm cool if they retheme the whole thing, like that. But that's why you don't see like Forky there. That's why you don't see. Do you see Trixie? I think you technically do see Trixie somewhere in Midway Mania. But you don't see anything Toy Story 4 reference. You see up till Toy Story 3 referenced. But I don't disagree with you. If you change the whole thing to Bonnie, that way you get Forky. Especially you're getting a fifth movie, might as well make it Bonnie at this point. So yeah, if you rethink the whole area, then I don't disagree with you. But you do have some characters you can bring in. You have Woody, Jesse, you have Bullseye. There's Buzz. There's Bo Peep. California Adventure had a Rex like mascot, so you can easily do that. Disney on Ice has a ham mascot. There's ways you could do it to add more characters into it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I do think an idea of like Forky being there would be great, but you'd have to retheme the whole area, which again, I don't think will be that crazy of a deal. But yeah,
I think a Forky like statue somewhere would hit, kind of like how they have the giant Buzz have like a 6 foot tall like Forky.
Yeah, if you retheme it to Bonnie's to Toy Story 4 and 5, I'm in. Absolutely.
I think that's kind of what needs to be done for that Toy Story world. I mean, right now, obviously, they're doing like, refurbishing and stuff like that. But if you really want to build on that area, I think we're at a point where we have to do it from Bonnie's standpoint. Because thinking about it now,
bald head now. You see that trailer?
Yeah, I saw that.
Balding, stupid cowboy. I hate him. I hate him so much. What a jerk.
But looking at it now, I really think, because we have the 5th movie coming out. 3 of the 5 movies are Bonnie based, right? What? The third one is
three is half and half. Yeah, 3 is definitely half and half. It definitely leans more Andy and then turns to Bonnie at the very end.
Yeah,
that last bit basically, because there are Bonnie's toys. I would say that one. So let's call it 2.5 for each, basically.
Yeah. All right. So it's split down the middle, but yeah, if they're trying to get, again, from a business standpoint, if you're trying to get the younger crowd, I think we need to start going Bonnie, because again, it's still heartbreaking when you see Buzz and Woody at World of Disney and on the bottom of their foot, it doesn't say Andy. Yeah. It's like, I don't even want this. I just want to throw it back in the pile, because if it's not Andy's Buzz and Andy's Woody, I don't want it. But yeah, I think that's the change that has to happen.
Yeah.
It's got to be Bonnie's Toy Story.
There we go. Some extra armchair Imagineering for our listeners there. We're revamping Toy Story Land, only less than like 7-8 years since it's open, basically.
Yeah.
It's actually close. It's probably got to be close to 10 years. I bet it's Toy Story Land open in like, I would guess 2018, 2017, 2018. So it's almost 10 years of Toy Story Land in Disney World, which is insane to think about how quickly time has passed. But there we go, Stevie. There's our armchair Imagineering for this week. In my favorite part, which is making Hollywood Studios even better again. I almost said something else that I didn't want to say, so I had to change that. We got there. But see, this has been fun, my friend.
Yes, it has been fun. Before we go, I wanted to give a shout out. So obviously to everybody that listens, everybody that comments on our posts, everyone that messages from time to time. One post that came across on our social media that I was very happy to see. So I want to give a shout out to Katie Plans Magic for labeling us as one of her top podcasts that she listens to. We love hearing from our listeners. We love when you guys comment on us. As of right now, it is Tuesday, March 17th. If you guys go on our Instagram page, even if the voting is done by the time this episode comes out, comment and let us know. We have 2 POVs of Cosmic Rewind to Cam and my favorite song, and we want to know which song you would rather ride Cosmic Rewind to. We've gotten a couple of people that have messaged us and voted already, but we want more. So hopefully for next episode, we can let you guys know who's winning between Mr. Brightside and now I'm spacing on my song, to be completely honest.
Doesn't matter because Mr. Brightside's the correct answer. Was it the Missy Elliott song?
Yeah, Lose Control. That's what it was. Lose Control. No, Lose Control or Missy Elliott. And I didn't think about this until after we had finished recording, but the added bonus is Missy Elliott Lose Control is already Disney approved because it's already all over Hoppers.
Oh, is it? I haven't watched Hoppers yet. Have you seen it?
Well, no, I haven't seen the movie yet, but the commercials.
Oh, then
that's
commercial.
Like the song for every Hoppers commercial.
That's good.
So it's already Disney approved.
There we go, Stevie. I might have to see Hoppers this weekend. Might go to see Hoppers. We'll see.
I need to get around to seeing Hoppers. It'll probably be one of our next Katie and I's one of our next date nights. Head out to go see Hoppers. But yeah. I think that is it for the week. Anything else you want to say, Cam?
The next time we record this, I'll have gone to my first Disney store outside of Orlando, Florida in 7-8 years when I go to New York City in 2 weeks or a week and a half now. Very excited to step foot in a Disney store again. That's not in Orlando, Florida. Cannot wait. We'll probably spend some money. We'll see what happens.
I thought those were extinct, to be completely honest.
There's one in Times Square still, baby. We're in it. We're in it.
Awesome. Well, with that, you guys know the deal. Have a wonderful day. Have an amazing weekend. And as always, keep it magical.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. You can listen to the pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can also find us on our Instagram at Dadventures Around the Kingdom. If you have any ideas for future episode topics you'd like to hear, be sure to DM us on Instagram or email us at datkpod@gmail.com. Again, that's datkpod@gmail.com. If you want to follow our host Stevie on Instagram, you can do that at StevieJenko. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can also do that by following at Magical Vacays by Cam. That's my travel agency page if you're interested in booking Walt Disney World or Disneyland vacation at no additional cost to you. Feel free to DM me on there so we can definitely talk and I can get you a free, no obligation quote. Again, thanks for listening to Dadventures Around the Kingdom. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.